That's a pretty sweet title card. A priest is doing his priest stuff when a hot nude redhead shows up and seduces him to death. Then, Father Michael, played by Ben Cross, drives around New Orleans to the raddest bits of the film's soundtrack. Later, Father Michael is called to the scene of a possible suicide attempt, and hey, it's DiMucci from Grease 2. He almost saves DiMucci, but instead, something happens, and Father Michael falls 17 stories to his death. The end. Except wait, no, he's fine. He fell 17 stories and he doesn't have a scratch on him. Turns out this is exactly what Archbishop Hal Holbrook and his sweet priest bling were hoping for. Because Ben Cross is the chosen one to defend the universe from demons.
God chooses a man to be his champion in this fight. You are the chosen one.
Chosen for what?
Be calm, Father. Try to understand.
And so they give him his own church, the one where Hottie McRed Nude killed that one guy, who, as it turns out, was the second priest to have been killed in that church. But whoa, pump the brakes, we gotta make this a full-length movie, so don't actually tell Ben Cross any of this important stuff. Priests always have a super secret agenda that must be kept secret at all costs, even though the person they've chosen to save the world would clearly benefit from the knowledge of their new role. Fuck off, secret priest bullshit. Along the way, Father Michael has issues with a local nightclub owner, who people say is actually Satan, and it's the dude who played the dad on Boy Meets World, so The final battle, the thing Father Michael was chosen for, is basically to not get a boner when Nudie McGinger presents herself. And then once passing that test, he summons the power of God like he's He-Man and casts the finale's Satan dog creature back into hell.
Get thee behind me, Satan!
I gotta be honest, I'm much too weak. Redhead Demon Lady would have conquered me in a nanosecond. I am so not the chosen one. Let's get more in depth with the Unholy, as it's another loaded Vestron Video Blu-ray. There's trailers and galleries as you'd expect, and also 3 alternate audio tracks, a commentary with the director, an isolated score track with an interview with the composer, and a third track which interviews the film's production designer and co-writer, while also showcasing some tracks of the score he had proposed for the film. There's a 19-minute interview with leading man Ben Cross, and his interview is the fanciest looking out of all the extra features I've watched so far this season. He explains that he was roommates with the director and that's how he got cast. Easy enough. He also mentions that he wishes he held back with his performance a bit, and while I understand where he's coming from, I have to respectfully disagree. He's all in with his performance in this film, and it's one of the things that helps elevate it a bit. I loved his acting here.
Millie, this is garbage.
Don't you see, Father? I'm a virgin. I never let any man touch me. Oh, Father, you've got to help me, please. Oh, Father, please, you've got to save me.
Millie, don't. Don't!
Father, please make love to me.
Why are you doing this? Can't you see I'm a priest? Now stop this and get dressed.
Don't you like me, Father?
Don't you understand? I've taken vows.
You'd let me burn in hell.
You're not going to burn in hell.
You cannot break your vows to save my soul.
I will not break my vows! I can't let you tempt me.
I came away from this interview with the desire for more people to go talk to Ben Cross. He's fascinating, and I appreciate that he's super into discussing this movie. Demons in the Flesh is a 23-minute look at the people who did the effects for the film, and what a story they have to tell. First, we hear from the original makeup effects designer, who explains that the initial effects crew were all young rookies, like, some of them were still literally high school kids. And that's not even the most insane part of this. The first effects crew spent over $300,000, unsupervised, trying to figure out how to make their giant Punisher logo-looking monster work, and then, in the end, only about 2 seconds of their work remains in the film. After a test screening, it was decided that the entire ending should be reshot, and so a new effects crew was brought in to start from scratch. Their work is what we see in the final film. Luckily, the original 15-minute ending is here, presented with optional commentary from producer Matthew Hayden. It's difficult to see exactly what's going on, but it is quite different than the ending and the effects in the final cut of the film. I think the original demon thing looks interesting, and the different monster in the final cut looks a little goofy, although the latter has a convincing tongue effect going on.
God, give me your strength!
I'm glad this is here, I just wish it was a little brighter. Finally, there's an on-camera interview with the production designer and co-writer. It's another tale of a first-timer making a movie and then taking on too much work. Although he gets genuinely emotional talking about working on the film, and it's touching. I initially laughed at the "a team effort production" opening credit, but after hearing all these production stories, it's really more appropriate than one might think. The story behind The Unholy is fascinating, but the movie itself, not so much. It's slow and awkward and seems to waste a lot of time and talent along the way. Hell, I haven't even mentioned Ned Beatty, who's second billed in this movie, and yet he really doesn't even have much to do. Great disc, as per usual, but sadly, not that great of a film.